Hello everyone, so today I want to make a brief video of why I'm stupid because a lot of people have been saying, you're stupid. And I wanted to explain why I'm stupid and hopefully people could sympathize, hopefully people that are stupid as well, like me, could, look into it and not feel so bad. I'm stupid and I know it and, I do feel bad at times, but, you get over it because there's pretty long days and short days, etc. So, for those that are stupid like me, don't feel bad. And I wanted to explain a brief history of why I am the way I am, and let's get started. For a lot of people should know, or if anyone doesn't know, I am Aboriginal. So that's one of the reasons why I'm stupid. I'm not saying that Aboriginal people are stupid, but if you look at history and the way Aboriginal people are and their culture, you'll notice that they're not the most educated. So that's one of the main reasons, and that's the biggest part. My ancestors, being Aboriginal and growing up in the forest, you know, if you live in the forest where my family's from, you're not like think about look if you for anyone picture a forest. What's in the forest? There's rivers, there's trees, green, it's green. Is there light in the forest? Is there schools in the forest? Is there housing in the forest? Like, it's not like the city. Um, my ancestors have been living in the forest for many generations, and in the forest it's hard. There's no education, there's no schools, there's no light. Housing is terrible. Um, yeah, basically picture me in the forest and see why I'm stupid. Why I don't speak English too well. English is not even our native language. We can't even write. Now, not speaking of language, we can't even read and write in our own language. I cannot read and write in my own language. None of my family members could read and write in their own language because there's no schools. There's no schools in the forest, so none of my ancestors are educated. All we do is farm. We grow our own food. We eat. That's basically what life is about. For us, it's not about, oh, knowing biology, knowing math. That does not matter in the forest. And of course, there's certain stuff that does matter. And, what matters is to us is growing our own food and surviving. That's all there is, survival. And that's different when it comes to the city. That's different when it comes, in the forest. If you know what 5 times 5 is, etc., E equals MC2 squared, whatever you call it, I don't know, that's not going to matter. So that's the biggest part. That's the main reason why I'm stupid, why, I'm not knowledgeable. It's because of my ancestors. And yes, and then, yes, I have a disadvantage growing up in a city where my family comes from the forest and I'm supposed to learn all this stuff and I can't, and that leads to my next what's the word? That leads next to my other reason why I'm stupid. I grew up in Los Angeles and I went to a public school. It's paid by the taxpayers, right? Public school paid by the taxpayer, paid by the people. It's free. I went to the Los Angeles Unified School District, LAUSD, and it is one of the terrible, terrible, terrible public districts ever. You know, it lacks funding. Um, Many creative, what's it called? Electives. It basically, I failed every class I ever took. Um, you know, and not even English, not even being your native language. Um, so how I got my education was in the city, LAUSD, and so I think that's who's to blame too. You know, if we're talking about blaming people, it is one. It's my parents, that's for sure, because they grew up in the forest. So the main reason is my parents. You know, they were not able to teach me English. They were not able to explain to me math because they grew up in the forest. So it's like, you know, when you grew up in the forest and you're in the farm, you know, you're out in the field every day, you know, that's different. You're not, you know, that's different from the city. That's different from getting an education. So that's that. And the second part is obviously who's to blame? The public schools. You know, I wasn't taught English very well. I wasn't taught math very well. None of this. You know, I I failed most of my classes. You know, I graduated high school, and not when I graduated high school, I didn't even get a diploma. I just got a letter saying I graduated. Please call this number to verify it. So I went to a really ghetto school, and you know that happens. And the way to turn out this video out positive, the way I got like some education was the internet. You know, I love the internet. I was My dad bought me my first computer like when I was in high school. When I was in elementary, there was this teacher that would let us use the computers all the time to play video games. So I think that was cool. After school, I would go play video games, and you know, I got my education mostly, you know, from what I learned and understood. Started to like get more knowledgeable was on the internet, like YouTube. Um, what's you know, I learned a lot because what's the word? Like I didn't learn anything in school, but thanks to the internet, I learned a lot. Like I learned a lot. Like if I don't know how to pronounce a word, I'll Google it and it'll tell me the word. It'll explain things. So I'm learning day by day, thanks to the internet. You know, thanks to people on the internet. You know, thanks to YouTube. You know, I get different perspectives of life and everything, and I learned that it's okay to be stupid, and that's why I'm making this video. You know, for anyone that watches this and feels the same as me, like, oh man, why I'm stupid, like, why wasn't I prepared for this? You know, when I went to college, I'm turning this negative. This happens, but when I went to college, like no one preparing for it. You know, the two main people that were supposed to help me didn't help me. The schools didn't help me. My parents didn't help me. You know, it was so hard for me. And what's the worst part is like they didn't they didn't educate me on mental health, which was hell for me. You know, when I had a crisis, I was going to school. I didn't. It was hard for me because you know, mental illness runs in my family, and if it runs in your family, like why aren't you being educated on it? And that was the problem for me. Like it was a struggle every day, not understanding what was going on. So I think that should be a third reason, you know, my mental illness. I get anxiety a lot, you know. I get like anxiety, depression, and everything other, and a lot of things. I get a lot of things, so that should be another reason why I'm stupid. Even though it doesn't really go fit in there, I'm pretty sure I could fit it in there. It fits in there, you know? Like, yeah, I mean, mental illness causes you to do a lot of stupid shit, you know? Like, if you have depression, certain shit happens, so that's another reason. That's my third reason. I didn't know I was gonna have three reasons why I'm stupid, but apparently there's three reasons why I'm stupid. And that is it, everyone. I know this video is weird and stuff, but I don't know. I just wanted to make it.